Hey everybody, my name's Yielder. I thought I should make a video detailing some of my hardcore adventures that took place after I got down to collecting all but 2 items in Diablo 2 in single player. I started streaming the Holy Grail in July of 2019, and after getting tired of grinding for the last 2 items, I decided to branch out a little and play some hardcore. People seem to really enjoy it. It's a single player hardcore. If you die, you're dead forever, and solo self-bound, so no trading, all the stuff bound by myself on a Necromancer. So I thought I'd give a little review of how that all went. Recently took a little hiatus and want to fill in people on how the Necromancer is gone. So let's get started. So day 1 of the Necro, I started farming Eldritch, I believe in normal, to get some better gear. And I say there's no way this could be better than Nokazan, which I had found already in normal, and I spoke too soon. That is a really, really nice amulet off of Eldritch. Yeah, that was like by far the best item I had at that point. This is right after starting. And recently my sorceress, who had just ripped, and so I was kind of, starting again, you kind of worry about if you're going to have a good run or if your items are going to be good, and finding that was a good omen. This is farming Andariel now, just to trying to get a Shaco, and she drops a Vex pretty early on, and so that allowed me to make a Hodo really quick because I didn't even do any rune farming, but I was able to find a Vex while farming Andariel for other stuff. It's pretty absurd. Usually that doesn't happen. Now, at this point, I think I'm still wearing lore in a Shaco, and I'm trying to troll a viewer about a fellow streamer, Dreamoth, about the fact that I found a Shaco, and I'm going to show him the fake Shaco, like a lore rune word built in the Shaco, and then one actually drops when I'm doing it. Now, the joke is that in my sorceress, I couldn't find a real Shaco. I can only find an ethereal one. So 1 out of 20 items drop ethereal. And so I tease Dreamoth, and then I pick it up, and it's translucent. It's a second ethereal Shaco, which is pretty unlucky. And so the whole chat sees the karma of me trying to troll, and yeah, it's a pretty funny moment. Now at this point, I think had a different drop that happens here just a couple days or 1 day before, and that's a homunculus off Andariel. Super rare drop. Very, very lucky to have that drop that early for me. It's an insane item for hardcore and just necros in general when you're starting out. So that's another lucky drop, and as you'll see, this is a pretty lucky necro in terms of the stuff that he got as quick as he did. So I know a necro who played hardcore and didn't find homunculus until his last 50 items on the entire collection, which is pretty unlucky if you're a necromancer. Anyway, I know, if you can see my expression on my face, I'm a lucky bastard. So yeah, pretty nice. You can see there the stats: 5 mana after each kill, 40 all res, like pretty disgusting. 2 necromancer skills, really good necro item. Next up, we are farming in cows, I believe, for an obedience base, because our merc can't kill anything. And while we're doing that, we find a jaw rune, which you can see by my expression is super lucky when you're trying to get Enigma. I hadn't even started farming for Enigma yet, and getting a jaw rune while you're doing other stuff in cow levels, trying to get your mercenary better, is just about as lucky as you can get to find Enigma quickly, and especially on like a non-sorceress teleporting class. Now this is the Hodo that I finally made out of a 4-socket flail that I finally transmuted and got to be 4 sockets. You need like a flail, and you need to transmute it to get 4 sockets, and it can be 1, 2, or 3 before sometimes, and then half the time it's a 4-socket. So that might be wrong, but I think sometimes you can get 5, but never 6 in a flail. So maybe 2 out of 6, I think. But with the Vex rune from Andariel, I was able to make Hodo on the spot after I transmuted that. There's the Jaw rune I already have, which is gross. I think I was going to cows also trying to find a flail for Heart of the Oak. And so it's Vex. Now Hodo rolls up 20 to 40 all res. And so that's a 40 all res Hodo. And I know how lucky I got again to find that. Pretty unlikely. 1 out of 21, I think. Hodos are 40. It might be 30 to 40. I honestly don't remember. But I don't think I've ever seen a 20-something res Hodo. So it might be 30 to 40, but whatever. Either way, it's a pretty lucky Hodo roll, especially for hardcore. You really want the most res you can get on your items. That's like 7 days or something into hardcore on this Necro. Pretty lucky. That took a long time. Maybe even less, maybe like 5 days in. Having 40 Hodos, like pretty, and a homunculus, pretty busted. In terms of a hardcore solo self-bound start. In single player. So it looks like I have Alder's boots as well. Frang's gloves, and probably still wearing that amulet we found earlier. You can see I'm switching to Gold Dagger every time I kill something. What's up next? This is the gear I had, I think, maybe 10 days in, 9 days in, something like that. This is all the MF gear I have when I'm farming Andariel. Tancred's amulet and boots gives you a lot of MF, 78, pretty good tech. Homunculus for the res. Nagel, 30. I was lucky to find 2 30 Nagels. Gold wrap, and then MF gloves with light res. I think that's Wizard Spike. Then I switch it out for Gold Dagger each time. Yeah. Wizard Spike with the MF, and then I have a teleport staff for the Andariel last level to go quickly. I think I had a pretty good Andariel map to farm it fast. Bunch of life and res. Gotta stay alive, and then Merc has Eth Insight Colossus Volge at this point. And then what else we got? Like Sur Rune. And I'm pretty sure that's Enigma. I think 15 days in. 15 or 16. Wait. 14 days in, I believe. I think I found it January 16th, and I started on January 2nd. 2020. And that's the second Sur Rune, I believe. Which means I could make Enigma. So now I have Enigma, I believe. And I'm farming Mephisto to try and get Storm Shield. And there it is. Pretty fast, I would say. I think it was in a couple days, if that, to get Storm Shield. Maybe it's on the same day I made Enigma. I think so. Yeah. It was that day. So pretty good day in hardcore when you're able to complete Enigma and find Storm Shield 2 weeks in. Like, when you're not trading with people, it's super unlucky. So then the next thing I wanted to do was find a torch. I had an Annihilus, I believe. So I was looking for keys to farm up the Ubers to get a torch. And when I was doing that off the Countess, she dropped Ohm Rune, which is not part of her normal drop. Super unlikely to happen. Trying to remember what's going on here. I think I'm making a low rune. I'd made Call to Arms at this point. I'm making a low rune because I believe I just found an Ethereal Wormhide, the first elite armor base that can roll 4 sockets to get additional defense. When you use the cube, you get additional defense by, it's called e-bugging. It's a kind of glitch in the game that's now a feature. So I found the first one to get a ton of defense for my mercenary, and I had the second ohm, so I made it a fortitude, and it rolls maximum 30 res, like I think 20 to 30. And I got a 30, so it's like kind of matching the 40 Hodo. I get a 30 all res fortitude in hardcore, which is also very lucky. So yeah, people are, we're calling streamer luck, rigged, etc., etc. But yeah, felt good. Mercenary at this point has Ethereal Obedience, a really good value Merc weapon if you don't have like Infinity or something else. So so far, I think this guy is pretty decked out now. He doesn't have an Andariel's Visage, but Crown of Thieves gives you a ton of life leech on him above. And then on the left is a Ethic Cryptic Axe Obedience. I think I have T-Gods at this point in Sandstorm Treks. There's the Obedience. There's the Crown of Thieves. And this is Spiderweb Sash off of Mephisto that I was farming. There's the CTA Crystal Sword. You see it on the right side, but Spiderweb Sash, super hard to find. Can take a long time off Mephisto, but I was able to get it. I still haven't used it much. I'm pretty safe in hardcore. I like to have Light Absorb, but yeah. So we farmed enough keys to do 6 torches. This is the 7th torch. This is day 27 now of hardcore. I think almost a week of me farming hardcore. Farming torches, excuse me, to try and snipe a necro torch. I'm pretty exhausted at this point. Farming keys. I was doing like 1 or 2 Uber runs like every day. Pretty exhausting in hardcore because you have to go to Neelathok, which is super sketch. And that's the necro torch. I was super relieved and happy to not farm any keys. You could see it on my face. I just never want to farm keys ever again after that experience. Very stressful in hardcore. In softcore, you can kind of just, you know, go ham on Neelathok and not worry about dying so much. But in hardcore, the snakes down there are super dangerous. There's a bug that like left in the game that can kill you super fast. You gotta be real careful if you're gonna die when that happens. So, yeah, man, it's I think that's everything from hardcore. Yeah, that was the conclusion. And so now we have the torch. We have, I think, everything the same in hardcore. I think the only thing that is different is I found a wisp projector recently. So after this, I think this is a month of playing hardcore. And now I have 1 wisp projector, and maybe, you know, if I had to count in how many days I've played hardcore, probably 3 to 4 more days. That's it. So I think I've played maybe, you know, so probably a little over a month of playing every day on the hardcore Necromancer. And just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on where that guy started, where it's been, and how long I've played him. And I still have him around, and he's kind of like a prized treasure of my Diablo single player account now. So for those of you wondering, that's everything. Yeah, that's the updates on the Necro, and hope this was informative about how he got to where he is. So thanks everybody for watching. Take care, and you can find me at twitch.tv/Yielder, YIELDER. And I'm trying to upload this to YouTube too, so fingers crossed it works. Thanks everybody.